Welcome back, and joining us now on the show is Aditya Jhunjhunwala. He's DG ISMA. Aditya, hi, thank you so much for joining us. And sugar clearly continues to be in headlines. We do understand that there has been a meeting today with the Secretary, Petroleum and Gas. Would absolutely love to know on what really conspired, what the conversation was like.
Hi, Manisha. I think there's some really tough time for the sugar industry as on the ethanol front, but we are finding out ways, discussing with the government and other stakeholders to find a solution to that. And the meeting was in that context, how in the best we can utilize. So a couple of points before I talk on ethanol. As ISMA, we have already saying that we have enough sugar available in the country and there's nothing to worry about. The current balance sheet, which we say is approximately, if we say our opening stock of 57 lakh tons, then the production, which is ranging approximately 325 lakh tons. Taking our consumption to 285, we still have that room for diversion of 3 million tons. So I don't think there is something to worry upon on the production side. The second thing on the sugar prices, if you see, the Indian sugar price are one of the lowest in the world. Currently, the consumers are getting a sugar which is available in the country is one of the lowest in the world. So we need to also understand we cannot be isolated, but the current price of 36 to 38 rupees are still at the lowest level. So these are the two fundamental things. Sure. The government has taken some kind of a knee-jerk reaction on ethanol supplies, but we are working on it, and we are hopeful that we'll get some solution by the government and the next stakeholders to get things on track.
Aditya, we do understand that the knee-jerk reaction or the order coming in with immediate effect doesn't really work with mills, which can't just stop and start like that. So what is the capacity right now, and what are the concerns that you are putting forth in front of the government with this?
If you see the total offer which was made by the sugar industry was 260 crore liters, out of which 130 crore liters more or less were from juice and 130 crore liters from B-heavy molasses. So the major concern is on the juice level factories because they are dependent on the juice supplies. So stopping them will reduce their capacity utilization by 30-40%. Although some sugar mills will not able to crush at all. So the major concern which comes from Maharashtra and Karnataka, if you see the total supply of ethanol was 67% from Maharashtra and Karnataka. Okay. And the sugar season is little close in Maharashtra, with the sugar mill might close in February. So we need to take care of industry in a totality and understand that we cannot stop the supply of sugar juice from anywhere in the state or in the country.
So what is the conversation like? We do also understand via sources that there is a PMO meeting as well tomorrow. What are you going to put forth, whether it comes to the kind of capacity that the mills are doing right now or the prices for that matter, because that is another thing the street is waiting for.
Yeah, so pricing is one part. We are now finding out a solution. How do we keep on the supplies going? Because currently the sugar production is on full swing. So we cannot hold the factory or maybe close or reduce our crushing. That is not interest in the sugar industry or the farmers, because the farmers also want the sugar cane, the fields to be empty and there needs to be paid. So looking into that, our first motive is how do we crush more and convert more ethanol? And what we are trying to form a formula so that all the millers or who have participated in the tender get their due on sugar cane juice as well as on heavy molasses.
Aditya, the other thing is we do understand that the meeting is on ethanol supplies. There have been concerns, as you said, within the industry as well. This is the peak crushing season. You don't want uncertainty happen at around this time. So if we take cane and syrup, absolutely juice and syrup out of the proportion, what is the kind of decline that ethanol production can see, and how is government looking at that decline?
So we are hopeful that once the second review happens in January, there will be no decline. Currently, we don't foresee any fall in the production line, what we have discussed or maybe have given the numbers to the government. And if you see the government numbers are also inclined to the numbers what we have done, working on it. So it's just a matter of over concern we feel. And as we know that sugar industry has put up a lot of effort, putting in huge investments. So I think the government is also well aware of that fact.
So what are these discussions leading to right now? What is the agenda now for the PMO meeting tomorrow?
So how do we continue the supply as well as the running of the sugar industry? So we are trying to make a balance in the first tranche. So, and principally what we agreed, we have to periodically understand and keep on reviewing the status. But initially, we don't want the sugar industry to be in a situation. So we are trying how do we start the sugar factories which are on a lower crush by supplying some kind of a juice to ethanol.
So clearly you'll have to maintain a balance here, Aditya. As you said, the meeting is on how do you continue with supplies and keep the mills running as well. How are you guys talking about it? How are you dealing with this concern?
So there's a lot of things, Manisha. I cannot quote everything here in the news channel, but honestly, there will be a solution, and we feel positively there will be a positive solution by today evening.
What is the conversations also coming in with the OMCs? Oh, you said there is a solution that could come by today evening, is it? And how is that being arrived at?
So that's what we are trying to figure out. So if we can have some kind of understanding for an interim period, so that the supply from juice and VAV starts earliest, and then in the meantime, the government keep on reviewing the situation of sugar productivity, and we take the necessary steps. So it creates a balance between ethanol supplies and sugar availability in the country.
What is, as you said, that there is a lot of investment that has gone in, and there are concerns right now about how you would increase capex within this space going forward as well. So in all of these conversations that you're having with various departments within the ministry, Aditya, what are they telling you about the long-term vision that there is on biofuels?
So currently we are just firefighting and currently handling this issue. And once we are over with this issue, we'll definitely take it further. Because you see, now India is part of the GBA. We have been all along saying the achievements of India, and still the Honorable Prime Minister have a goal of E20 to be achieved by 25-26. And that everybody is well aware of. So we will be working. There has been some reaction, but we have to overcome that.
As you mentioned, and as has the conversation been, I mean, I was talking to some other sugar mills as well, and the concern is that at a time like this, where you have made so many investments already, there are interests to be paid, there are loans that have been taken, there is investments that have already been made. How is the sugar industry within themselves, talking about this?
So we have apprised the government, different sectors, different departments, and I think the government is well aware of that situation. So I think all the departments are working together to find an amicable solution.
Okay, well, definitely a lot to watch within the sugar space.
And we do not envy, Aditya, your job right now. That's all I can say.
Well, for now, at least a couple of the sugar... Okay, all right, Aditya. I'm sure we're going to be touching base with you a lot more in the next couple of days to understand what the space is looking like. As of now, the sugar stocks are doing well, so there's no problem which is coming in. We have been pointing that out. But besides that, there are a couple of these other big movers, even